What is going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading. And you know what time it is. Coming at you today with another daily trade review for, what is this? Last day of February, 28th. And we are finishing the day up today pretty much flat. Took 4 trades today. 2 of them were losing trades. 2 of them were winning trades, with one of them being fairly small trade, but it was green nonetheless. And that's how we finished the day up. Traded 3 different stocks today. Traded AMD, which we ended up being red on for the day. The SPY, which we were red on. And then we took a noontime trade on Facebook that we got green on. So that is how we did that. We'll go ahead, pull up Trader View. Let's go ahead and get that pulled up so we can look at the numbers. Like I said, took 4 trades today. First trade of the morning being AMD, which was a red trade, followed by the SPY, another one that was red. Both of those, we really didn't get confirmation to get in the trade. So that's why those both kind of failed. This AMD trade here should have been more. Not sure why I got out of that one. Not sure what I was looking at that made me get out of it, but I did. Took a small green trade, maybe because we had took 2 losing trades before that. Didn't want to see this one come back against us. And then Facebook, this one here, we pretty much set it and forget it. Set the stop, set the target, and pretty much walked away from it. And as we can see, it did ended up hitting target. And I think it actually went a little bit lower. So we'll go ahead and get the charts pulled up and get reviewing. Look like my camera is a little lagging today. I'm not sure if it's going to be lagging on this video, but if it is what it is. And yeah, sporting my time, work, and commitment shirt today. Time I can, work I will, commitment I must. So that's what we're representing today. This is actually one of my Shriner shirts. So let's go ahead, get AMD pulled up today. See what we were looking at. Boom, boom, and boom. Those should work. So first trade of the morning, we got in at 9:43. So would have been getting in right there. And we got out at 9:45. So we'll go ahead and put that one on there. And we're getting out as it comes back up to VWAP. So this one here, we see the market open, kind of sold off. This candle here kind of came back up to VWAP, pulled back down. This one here, looking at the candle, if this had set this wick up here, there was no reason for me to take the trade. But I'm thinking that it broke, which it had to have done, because like I said, I would not have taken it had it had this top and tail, because once it breaks this area here on this top and tail, the trade is invalid. So this one here, it broke down and then immediately pulled back up, came back down. Actually, nah. Now that I'm looking at the formation of this candle, let's kind of walk through this candle real quick. So candle before it closed right there. because we know that was the high, that was the low. Open and close is about in the same area. Let's see. Yeah, opened at 1966. It closed at 1965. Yep. So this candle here, it moved down. Is that right? No, nope, it did go. So it came up to here. It pushed back down, and then it closed right there. So came over, it opened right here, pushed up, pushed all the way back down, which left this top and tail, and then it pushed up just a little bit, leaving a little tiny bottom and tail. And then this one opened here, because greens open at the bottom, reds open at the top. So definitely should not have been getting in this one with this top and tail, having already broke that. So we got in right there and then stopped out on the next candle. And we took a $27 loss on that one. And as we see on AMD, that was the low of the day. So it set low of the day. What's that, 942? So let's go ahead and we will look at the next one. And actually, I guess for this one, we're going to come over here and look at the 1 minute. 1 minute gives a little better picture on how the entry would have been. So we're looking at the chart bottom right. Arrow is at my entry. My entry is breaking the low of that candle, which is that's a fairly good entry on the 1 minute, because it's pulled back up, kind of tested the VWAP and failing. Would have been better to get in on this side with it continuing down. So there was no real test and fail. It just kind of came up, tested, and left this top and tail. But this here would have been a good entry, because you see that tail didn't break that one. But it still came down and then rolled over, and we stopped out right at VWAP and took a $27 loss on that trade. And what I will do, I'm going to skip the SPY, which we took the SPY at 1016. I'm going to skip that one just because we have AMD's chart pulled up. So I don't want to flip-flop charts today. I'm trying to get this one done and be ready for tomorrow. So next trade was AMD. Again, we saw that was the low of the day. So this one here, we were playing calls, and we got in at 1052 and 45. So we would have been getting in this candle as it breaks the high of that candle. So let's come over here to the 2 minute and take a look at it and see what we were looking at. So this came down, tested VWAP, made a nice move off of it. It's pretty good move. It's not a straight up move. Would have wanted to see this pull back a little bit more before we got in, but we got in as it broke the high of this previous high right here, and back this out just a little bit so we could look at it on a bigger frame. So we do see broke VWAP, pulled back the VWAP, and took off. Again, getting in right here, no real confirmation, but we would have got this entire move out of it had we did that. But we did get in it when it broke the high of that one. Stop would have been down here below this candle. And we got out of this trade at 1058. So we got out of this one 1058 and 30 seconds. So somewhere right up in the middle. And again, 1 minute is never on my screen when I'm trading in the mornings. But see how we were leaving this top and tail? And that's what kind of scared me out of the trade. But let's look at it and see. Again, stop would have been down here around 122.50. Let's see what it did. It just kind of meandered along, as I like to say. Never came back down, flirting anywhere near where our stop would have been at. And let's see, what was that? 123, 124. Finally moved all the way up. And this was one contract. We bought one contract. So really would have only been expecting 25 out of it, because AMD doesn't really usually make those type of moves to where you can get target out of one contract. So possibly could have came up here and made 1R out of the trade, having only one contract. But that was our trade number 3. But again, we were reviewing them out of order. So now we will go to the SPY. Let's see what we were looking at the SPY. So the SPY, we were playing puts. We got in this one at 10.16. So it would have been on this candle 10.16.09. So it would have been right when the candle started. And what this one did, so we're getting in. Let's come on over. Getting in as this candle breaks this candle. Again, we didn't have any confirmation that it was going to hold this area of going down. Is going to be support. It would be bouncing off and going down. But we had no confirmation. So would have wanted to see this come back up, test this area, or test VWAP and come back down. But we see that it just broke straight through both of them and made a nice move. So this one here got in at 10.16. We got out at 10.27, which would have been this candle right here. And as you see, we're getting out again as it's coming back up to VWAP. And this one here, we took another $27 loss on it. So I had $27 loss on AMD, pretty much with the same type of pattern. Only AMD, we stopped out the next candle. This one, it kind of just slowly moved back up to VWAP and stopped us out. So good stop out. These type of trades, even though they're losing trades, I don't really get utterly frustrated with myself. Bad entry, definitely a bad entry, but I took my stop. Trading is a mind game. Trading is a mind game, and it's something that you have to be disciplined in. And I will admit, I am not the most disciplined person at all. Even when it comes to, I love candy, and I'll try to tell myself, okay, no candy today. And I'll be doggone if I don't go to the store and buy some lemon heads or some Now or Laters or some Alexander the grapes. I'll be like, all right, no juice or no Kool-Aid. Let's drink some water today. I'll be doggone if I ain't drunk about 3 or 4 glasses of Kool-Aid or some juice. So in trading, if you are not disciplined in life, trading will just magnify it. It will magnify it to the 10th power. So on these trades, me taking my stop, I'm good with that, because I'm limiting my risk. I could have held this and then been getting out way up here, probably for a $75 to $100 loss on this trade, trying to hold it thinking it's going to work, or getting out of it when it comes up to this other area of what should have been support and made it bounce back down, and it just busted through. So bad trade, good stop, regroup, move on to the next trade. In which case we did move on to the next trade, which was the AMD trade that we made $15 on. So that's one thing that I definitely try to work on, is my discipline on when I get in a trade, set the brackets and let the trade do what it do. And that's what we did on the last trade of the day. And that last trade was Facebook. So let's take a look and see what we were getting in. This one here was another put. So we see, back this out for a minute. We see Facebook opened here, kind of tested this area of resistance that we had on the chart, which was also right next to the VWAP. Once it got through that, it made a nice move up. Then it came and tested this little channel. We see it just tested this little channel here. And then we got in at 11:53. Almost 11:54. So let's see where we were getting in at 11:53. Where's that candle at? Okay. So we would have been getting in this one as it broke the low of this little consolidation area. So if we look and see, it's in the channel, riding in the channel, riding in the channel, broke out of the channel, consolidated for a couple of minutes, and we got in right as it broke the low of those candles, stop up here. So on this one here, got in it. We had our bracket set, OCO bracket. One cancels the other. So it's going to stop us out up here if it comes and breaks. And this one here would give it a little extra room. I wouldn't have it like sitting right on that line because, again, support and resistance is an area. So stop would have been just above that, to where had it broke up above it, then we like, okay. And it's just like you see here. It's an area, but you see how these candles here came and dropped below the line, whereas these candles here are right on the line. Same thing here. These are right on it. But every once in a while, you'll get one that peekaboo. So if we were playing over here and we had to stop here, we would have got stopped out. So would have had a little room above it. And then our target was set, and we, guess you can call it stopping out, but you're stopping out making money at this point. We stopped out, or we got out of the trade at 12:23. So right there, we were hitting target, $50, one contract. And as you see, this one still had more room in it. Still had more room to go. So left a little bit of money on the table. But again, that's being disciplined. That there is being disciplined. And I cannot be mad at it. That trade did get us out of the red. And it gave us a green day of $12. All right, sorry about that. But again, like I said, that's being disciplined. That's getting in the trade, setting the stop, setting the target, and letting the trade work. Almost came back and stopped us out right here. But as we see, it did not break above the line and just made that nice move down, and kind of back the target out, or back the chart out a little bit, just so we could see how far it actually went down. So say that was a $50 move. That probably was close to Another $50 move right there. Let's see. That's 209.66. 208. Let's see. Facebook puts. Maybe another 30-40 bucks was in that move, just based on what the delta is showing right now. But we see that it came down pretty good. So, like I always said, if we were doing hold to the end of the day, definitely would have made some decent money on that one. But as I always say, I got what I wanted out the trade, and I am good with it. But we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out as I review my trades for the day. If you haven't already hit that like button, please go ahead and hit it. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you haven't subscribed, we are taking subscribers every day. So would love to have you as a sub. Once you sub, hit that notification bell. That way we'll notify you whenever I post videos. I do try to get these reviews done daily, the same day that I take the trades. That way it's still fresh on my memory. I do not record my trading, so usually I'm just going based on what I see on the chart and based on my trading pattern. So I know on this one I would have been getting in just as it broke that area. Put the stop right above it, put your target down here, and let the trade work. So again, appreciate y'all taking the time to watch, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.